Welcome to the latest episode of QA Bytes. This is the first part in a series I'm calling Getting Real with Test Automation. I want to start by getting real by cutting through all the noise about the next great tool or the next great framework. I think a good way to do that is to look at some test automation statistics that I think we will find pretty alarming considering all the time and money that are being poured into test automation efforts. First off, according to the World Quality Report, the level of test automation in general is below 20%. The context of that statement is that all of the potential testing that could be automated, less than 20% is. Now, while that's disappointing considering the vast amount of resources that we pour into automation, it also points to a huge opportunity. The report also showed that while the level of automation has been on an upward trend, the value realized from those automation efforts remains largely unchanged. So even as we pour more and more resources into test automation, we're not getting anything more to show for it. Finally, while I couldn't find a reputable published source for this statistic, it's well accepted in the industry and also has remained largely unchanged for a long time that 80% of test automation implementations fail. Even if we don't agree with the exact numbers, I think we can all agree that there's a huge opportunity for improvement. We can all get a lot better with what we call test automation. One way to start being better is to stop perpetuating common test automation myths. One of the biggest myths is that test automation is a tool. I've had many managers say to me, I don't understand why we're not getting anywhere with automation. We bought the tool they recommended. Test automation is not a tool. Thinking that way is very similar to thinking that software development is Visual Studio. If I said that to a group of developers, I'd be laughed out of the room. Second, the myth that we can automate 100% of our test cases. Anyone who knows me knows that I hate using percentage of test cases as a goal for automation. Automation is not a goal in and of itself. It's a means to an end. Basing your automation solely on existing test cases can lead you down a bad path, where you end up automating a lot of stuff that shouldn't be automated and likely missing a lot of stuff that you should. Finally, I hear a lot of people talking about test automation as if it's automating the testing. Automation is automating some of the activities we perform as part of testing. It is clearly not automating the testing. There's a lot of critical thinking that goes into testing. That can't be automated. Thank you again for tuning into QA Bytes, and be sure to look for the next installment in the Getting Real with Test Automation series. I'll be discussing how our preconceived notions around test automation drive how we think about it and how we can change our thought processes to be more open-minded and context-driven when it comes to test automation.